Good morning. We're here at Pender Bay, and today we're going to shorten our San Hima mirrors, and we'll show you how to do that. We shortened one already just to give it a trial, make sure we didn't screw anything up. That's the mirror we're shortening. See how long it is? And then the one that we have shortened. So we've taken 80mm off it, and then you can still pull it out. Still pull it out about an inch and a half to get the full view. I don't think you need the whole Dumbo ear to see everything. We've got a camper trailer, so yeah, I think these are quite big, too big, especially for parking bays as well, like shopping centres and stuff like that. It's good to tow around with, but when you get into a shopping centre or parking bay, they stick out something shocking. And I think if you measure them, they're almost at oversized mass, which is over 2.5. That's ear to ear, or mirror to mirror, sorry. But if you pull them out, you're oversized. So technically an oversized vehicle, and I've got a Holden Trailblazer. So I'll show you the pull out. I think that's just ridiculous. Unless you're towing a semi-trailer behind you. We are out in the bush as well, so we don't have every tool under the sun. So we're going to use what we have with us and make do. If you're at home doing this, you'll probably be able to do it a little bit better than us, I guess. A lot simpler, a lot easier. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to start shortening this mirror. So every car is a little bit different to take your mirror off. The Holden Trailblazer is quite simple. Just pop that off there, like that. There's two little screw covers. I've just popped off one there. And then there's one in the handle as well. Just in the end, you get a flat head and pop that off. And the other screws in there. Yeah, so I've taken those screws out. And all I'll do is just pop it off a little bit, and that will give you access into the door. From there, the Holden Trailblazer has 3 bolts, 10mm, and that's it. And you just undo them, unplug the mirror because it's plug and play, unplug that, and the mirror will slide off. Rightio, so we've got the mirror off now. We're going to now take it apart and measure it all up. First thing is to get the big mirror off. That's quite simple. So I can show you. Just move it all the way around. I don't know if you can see in there, there's little clips. I'll point them out. There. They're just like little locking clips. All we have to do is get some like a flathead or something in there and pop them off the seal, and that mirror should come on. There you go. Small one. Now they're popping up. Just a little fiddling around to get them to pop up about above that joint. So I've popped them all off, and the little teeth off the flange, and the mirror should just come straight off, which it does. So they're the little clips that you need. Clip off these little teeth here. So get a small screwdriver like that, wedge it in and just pry them off gently, obviously not too hard. The next stage now is to remove the motor, which is this circle thing. There's 4 little screws here. Just get out with a Phillips. Nice one there, and this motor should just slide off. Yep, slides off. Just to point to note, it says top, so when you put in the motor back in, make sure the top goes to the top of the mirror, if you can see that. So top, 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 just so you're not messing around with it. All right, and then there's 2 clips, one for your motor, or you got 4 wires for your motor, up, down, side to side. And then you've got 2 black and white to your indicator. You don't need to take your indicator out, just leave that there. That's fine, but I do unclip it, just not to pinch any wires, and just get it out of the way. So that just slides out, that's just a clip, slides out, and the same with the motor as well. And that just slides out like that, and that's it, done. So next stage is there's a C-clip in here on the second pull-out bar, not the top pull-out bar, but the lower pull-out bar. There's a C-clip here. I don't know if you can see that. There. That needs to come off, and that will be able to allow you to pull out the whole mechanism from the mirror. Yeah. So that's the C-clip there. I get Taylor to help me and my wife just to get this off. You don't need to keep this C-clip anymore because you'll be chopping the bar and it'll become redundant shortly anyway. I'll put this to the side just in case, but like I said, we don't need it. All becomes redundant. From now, we should just be able to slide this mirror off. I might get Taylor to help me. Oh no, there you go. And it's out. Detached. So you've detached it now. So you've got your mirror housing and your guide rails, I guess you want to call them. Up the top of the guide rails, some plastic covers to make it look all fancy. These now need to come off as well. They're just tongue and groove plastic clips as well. So you can do it with your finger or just do it with a screwdriver and get it in there. And I'll just work my way around it, and they should just pop off like that. And that's basically it. So that one just pops off. There's one there. This top one, the flat one, just rotate it to the side and it comes out. If you try to pull it, you can't, because there's a little tongue there and it locks it in. If you can see the tongue there. Cool. And you just repeat for the top one. So you got your guide rails now. You got your guide rail covers and your mirror housing. In the mirror housing, I forgot to mention, there are 2 little rattle stoppers, I guess. These little plastic flanges here with 2 screws in them. They need to come out because that stops the mirror rattling. You do have to modify them on these types of mirrors. That's what we worked out anyway. We put them back in straight in before we had the rattle. Taylor said it was a good idea to put them back in, but we did have to modify them, and we'll take you through that. But these, it's just 2 screws and they'll just slide straight out. So that's the 2 screws out now. It just slides out there, and that's your just strengthens the mirror and it prevents it from rattling around. So keep these because you'll need these, and we'll show you later. So now you have to make 4, 6 measurements to these components to get the desired length you want. We've gone for our mirror that we've already shortened. We've gone with 80mm. 80mm gives you about 1.5 inch pull out. when it's fully extended. So if you went 60 mil, you'd probably get 2 inches of extension as well. So it depends on how much extension you want to keep and how big you want your ears to go, or sorry, your mirrors. Yeah, so 6 cuts. So you need to cut your guide rails, 1, 2, and measure from the top down, whatever desired length you want. We're going to choose 80 mil and mark that. Your guide rail coverings, so from the top down 80 mil, like that. And then your mirror housing from the top down 80 mil, or whatever you want your desired length to. Okay, so measure it up, mark it up, take your time, measure twice, cut once, and get it right. Okay, so we're going to go to the cutting part now. The only really cutting implements we have with us is I brought an angle grinder along with some cutting discs and a serrated bread knife as well, to cut the plastic bits. Once, if you're at home, you can probably find better cutting implements, but this is what we've got, and we'll work with what we've got. Safety first, guys. So yeah, we'll just repeat the process with the other 4 cuts, the 2 guide rail covers, as well as the mirror housing. So I'll cut them and then I'll show you. One cut. Let's use the angle grinder as well. I think we sandpapered these edges to make them smoother with a rock the other day, so we'll probably do the same thing as well today. Just get a rock and sandpaper these, or rock paper these edges down, make them nice and smooth. But if you're at home, you probably get a nice bit of sandpaper and sandpaper these smooth. So we've just put a towel down.
Start again.
We've just put a towel down just to stop the rattling, moving. That's what we suggest anyway, that you would find your own way to do things. But yeah, and I've got a second person Taylor to hold the mirror nice and firm so it doesn't rattle around.
Who wants some easy bar with me? Do I get strawberry flavour?
So we've got our first cut here, and you just repeat for the second cut, and that's basically it. I would just sandpaper it down. If you have like some sort of chrome touch-up paint or something, maybe touch it up with some chrome paint or what have you. We might do that when we get home or when we're in a town. That's it. Alright, so now we've chopped our ends off the mirror housing. We have to put the anti-rattle things in. Don't know what they're called. Obviously it's made for that end. Now we've chopped it off, we have to fit him into a smaller gap like that, and it won't fit. So we have to kind of manipulate and maybe cut the screw tongues off to fit it in as well. Just play around with it. Yeah. Okay. So I've just rounded out. I'm taking off the screw tongues there, and then I'll just manipulate that back in to the mirror housing now. It might take a little bit to get in there, but it will go because I've already done it once on a previous mirror. Cut it, but before you put your housing in there, there's some knobs here that you do need to drill out. In there. Rightio, so the two little plastic bits are in the housing again. So all we really need to do now is slide the guide rails back in. So we're going to put the guide rail covers back on. Inside the guide rail covers it has up and low. Obviously up is on the top and low is on the bottom. And also you have your wire as well for your indicators and your mirror. That needs to be fed into the cover as well. We've put the wires on the wrong side of the guide rod. It's meant to go on the San Hima side, if you can see that. Just change the wire over to sit on the same side as the San Hima writing, just so it fits into the housing, mirror housing a little better. So yeah, you just slide it in like that. Excuse the cuts, that's what we've got at the stage. But yeah, it's all slid in now. That looks shocking at the back there. So we've fed the guide rail on and the guide rail housing as well, plus the wire back into the mirror housing. Now we have to work out the extension we can get off the mirror. 80mm, you get about 1.5 inches. So we'll drill a hole 1.5 inches back from this clip, and it's going to be roughly about here. And that will be our slide out point. That's going to act as our C-clip. So we're just going to put a little tap screw in there, and that will be it. So we'll be able to slide it in, push it in, slide it out, sorry, and push it in, and it won't go anywhere. So we've got full extension now. We've just pulled it out. I'm going to mark it with my drill on the guide rod, and we'll just put a little tap screw in there, and then when we pull it out, the guide rod or the mirror won't fall apart. So that's the screw there. I've just pulled out my extension and measured or worked out where I need to drill the screw, just so it won't come all the way out. So if I pull that now, that should stop on the screw. Of putting the leads back onto the motors and the indicator, putting the motor back on with the 4 screws and clipping on the mirror, and that's it. Put the cables back in, the plugs back in, indicator and the mirror and motor. Remembering top goes to the top of the mirror. We'll just line them in and then we'll drill our screws in, or thumb it in. There you go. So now the motor's screwed on, everything's plugged back in, it's just the mirror part now. So it's just a matter of putting it in and pushing it down, and these clips, if you work the mirror around, should just clip on, which they have been. So I've just put the door back in, the door trim, putting the screws back in, 2 spots, and then I'll put my cover back in. I've obviously done the nuts up as well. So that is the end result. There. Shortening mirrors. 80mm. I don't know if I can get you a wider shot there. You're not sticking out as far. Thanks guys for watching this video, shortening the San Hima mirrors on the Holden Trailblazer. This is us drop the pin folds. We're traveling around Australia for 6 months, and thanks for watching.